More than a face, I'm peeping your style, even your grace. Low with the drip, but splashing. I'm right on the
Guys,
waves.
Khimani here. Welcome to Eargazmic Media. Happy New Year, because I ain't seen y'all in a minute. But we back in the new year with new interviews. Today we're about to zoom over to the East Coast with it. We're about to interview Mr. Lefty Van Lowe. He's hailing from the Bronx, okay? We're about to get into this interview though. We here with Mr. Lefty Van Lowe, okay? How you doing today?
What's up with it? I'm good. What's going on?
Man,
I'm glad we finally got this thing to work.
Man, yeah, it's crazy. I'm glad.
Yo, this is actually my first time doing this. Like,
oh, really?
Zoom and all. Yeah, I be doing like the lives and stuff, but not the Zoom. I did the Zoom like for like my family, but that was it.
How you doing in the year 2021?
Man, it's great. I'm off to a good start. I just, was it 2 days ago, I had made this record and it has like a house music feel to it.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's just me playing around with different sounds, and house music is something that's been very dominant in my life. Like growing up, my dad would play that shit all the time. So I was like, man, I want to find a way to see if I could blend the two worlds, you know what I'm saying? And I think I found it. So
that's interesting that you mentioned house music. I know there was a recent Twitter topic about how a lot of people don't know Black people started house music. Like that's a Black thing.
Facts. Facts. So then they took it and made it EDM and stuff.
Yeah, I want to hear this track. For sure. I'm
gonna send it to you.
Okay, for sure. But before you started that track, you definitely ended 2020 with a nice little ending on your birthday.
Yes.
You dropped Keep Your Drive.
Yes.
Which is a dope.
Oh my gosh.
It's a dope project. I love it from top to bottom for sure.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I tried to make something where you ain't have to skip. Just let that shit ride and drive.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a good smoke and drive or smoke and chill or cruising down PCH type vibe and everything. I like it.
Yes. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. How do you feel about the project?
I feel great, man. I've been getting a lot of good feedback. Which was one thing that was funny was my 8th grade teacher hit me up. Yeah, like I ain't talked to this dude. He was my 8th grade language arts teacher, and he was also assistant basketball coach because I played on the basketball team. And I ain't talked to this dude in a minute. And he was one of the teachers that, they very, you got a teacher that's very influential in your life, kind of help you see things in a different perspective. So he was that guy. But he hit me up like, man, this is a dope project on Instagram. And I'm like, Mr. Brown, what? He's like, call me, man. So he ran through each track and everything, and told me, what he liked about it, and very detailed. And my mother, who's like a big supporter, she loves the track. She's been bumping it. Yeah, my cousin Les, he's like my mom's age, so he's older, but he actually got me into hip hop in a big way. He's the reason why I collect a lot of like vinyls and like collect CDs, and that's part of like my thing. Because of him, like I'll go to record shops and stuff like that. I used to go with him. So he's been a big supporter, and he's been sending it out to a lot of his people. He does a podcast actually, so he's from Ohio.
Shout out to him.
So yeah, shout out to him. Yep. So it's been like a great feedback. I haven't gotten anything that's been like, negative, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, so.
No, it's a really dope, even like the beats, the sound and everything, the clips that you use in between, like the little interludes and everything, they like all flow really well. Which is really dope. So I wanted to know, what's the significance by the heart? Because I know you use that in Keep Your Heart. You got Keep Your Drive. And you still got the heart.
Yeah.
What's the significance of the heart?
Well, the heart is like, that's my dog. He's my rider. But the heart, I use Keep Your Heart. It was like me getting back into doing music for the love. I had went through a time in a period where I stopped making music, and it started to feel like I don't know, it started to feel like more of a forced work effort than just it being effortless. And and I think a lot of it had to do with me worrying about, well, I need to be in this place. I'm kind of comparing myself to other people's journey that I started doing music with, people who were my friends, and I'm comparing myself and looking at their journey, and I guess trying to say like I should be there, or I should be doing this, or I should be signed to Jay-Z by now, or I should be, certain things. And I think that took me away from me being able to create and just having fun and the love. So me coming back with the Keep Your Heart EP, I had took 4 year, it was like 3 years to 4 years of not putting out anything out. Like,
yeah, man,
so
that's a long time.
it's a long time. So I started making music. My first project came out 2010. So, I came back with the Keep Your Heart. And that was 2000. That was early. That was like early 2020. Last year, like February. So it was like me coming back into it, and that's what the heart symbolizes. And then, he's also here again with Keep Your Drive, because it's like, all right, now that I got my heart back in it, so let's keep that going.
Yeah,
let's just keep that rolling.
Yeah.
So yeah, but he probably won't be around for the next project.
I kind of like the heart.
He's gonna come back. He'll be back because he's always there. So now I got him. He's there. He's back. So he's always gonna come back. But yeah.
Yes, that's what's up. I like it. So you got Keep Your Heart, then you drop Keep Your Drive at the end of the year. How would you compare the two projects?
Oh wow. Okay, so I would compare them. I say Keep Your Heart was more so me getting a lot of things that were, I guess, on my heart during the time. And I guess like the phrase, like literally like wearing my heart on my sleeve. I think I did that. I leaned more on that side in that project. And I think with Keep Your Drive, it was more so of, all right, let me show y'all I've been doing this. It's like, let me just pop my shit a little bit and show y'all I've been the same. I just ain't start making music yesterday. This has been a 10-year process. So I think that's the difference. It was like, all right, let me come into this and like with Keep Your Heart, that project, let me come into it with like my heart on my sleeve and showing, telling y'all a little bit of what I was going through. I mentioned a little bit of things of, my boy had passed. So I mentioned him in there. I mentioned, me dealing with trust issues, me dealing with relationship stuff. So I mentioned a lot in a little bit, even though it was like 6-track EP. And then Keep Your Drive is more so like, all right, now that I'm back I got my mind right and my heart right, focused in this. Let me show y'all what I do when it comes to the rap shit.
Let me show y'all what I got in my sleeve,
Yeah, exactly. You feel me? So that's how I would compare the two. Yeah.
That's what's up. Yeah, no, they're definitely both dope projects. I do see the difference in the two, but they both smooth.
Thank you.
I love them.
Thank you.
You are from the East Coast, but I know some of your musical influences are from the West. How do you blend the two sounds, East Coast and West, in your music?
Yo, it's so crazy because I don't even know if I like do that intentionally. That's that effortless thing that I talk about. It just comes out. I'm a big fan of Dom, DJ Quick, Warren G. When we talking about the West, Corrupt, man, they can go on. E40, 40 Water. I was living in the Bay for a little bit, so I kind of got hip to that culture. Yeah, I just moved back to Atlanta because I was working out there. I was working with United, so I was out there for about a year and a half.
Wow.
And yeah,
I love
it was dope. I love the Bay. It was dope. It's just expensive. It's so expensive. But I love the Bay. They got their home, because from the East Coast, we look at shit like probably how y'all look at it on our end, but we look at like California as just all LA.
Yeah.
Like, and I've been to LA a few times, so I kind of got that vibe. But like, I thought it was all the same thing. And then I'm like, nah, this is a whole different world. You don't realize LA and the Bay is like what, 6 hours, five hours apart?
It's a separation. The Bay is kind of slower compared
Yeah.
to, they a little laid back. They remind me of the South a little bit. They have a little more Southern vibe in Oakland.
Yes. It's kind of like, you know, on the East Coast, if I'm gonna take it to like New York, it would be like the city and then Buffalo. It's like two totally different worlds, you know, it's hours apart. So I didn't even know. And I really got educated, you know, living out there, learning, you know, of course, the culture, just how they talk, how they move. The slang is a little different than how y'all.
So different.
They talk in riddles, like the whole conversation be riddles, you know?
Yeah, no, I love it. You gotta be a special person to understand.
You gotta pop your collar on them, you know what I'm talking about, man? Like, this is crazy. But I just find, you know, joy in learning different cultures and kind of integrating it in what I do a little bit. You know, I don't try to just take it all the way, but I try to find a way that I can implement. Like, I love the charismatic character, or like the personality that Mac Dre had. And it's like, all right, well, I try to figure out how can I find my way and give that. And, you know, and it's like, all right, when I say little things on the track, I was irritating, you know, like the hiccups, you know, little stuff like that. It's like, all right, that's something that Biggie did, but it's like, let me try to flip that in a way that throw a little bass sauce on it. And it's just like, you know, I don't think about it, but it just comes out like that, you know.
Yeah,
influences.
It's in you. It's something that's you know, you were born with, so you know how to make it.
Yeah.
That's dope. You mentioned that you were in Atlanta. Did you record any of your music in Atlanta?
Yeah, I record everything in Atlanta. That's why like it made sense for me to come back. And I record in the legendary Stankonia. So yeah, so a lot of my ties is kind of like to Outkast. So that's another part, you know, when it comes to the Atlanta scene. I moved out here when I was like 16. So you know, I've been out in Atlanta for a while, and then I had moved back to New York when I was like 21. But I kind of got that style too. And, you know, it's just kind of just in me, you know, that type of thing. But my boy Dejan, he's the one, he co-produced Busted with my boy Mac. And they're, you know, big boys in-house producers and stuff. So that's like kind of the ties. So I kind of definitely felt that spirit when I was recording.
Yeah, you well-rounded out here in these hip-hop streets. I like it. I like it.
Try to be.
I'm sure the hip-hop ancestors are proud of you. Okay.
I like it though, because I don't want to be just so New York with the Timbs and the.
Yeah, no.
I don't want to be too New York. Sometimes it's like, come on, lighten up.
No, yeah, I'm for sure waiting for you to say son or like money or B or something for sure.
Nah, you ain't gonna hear that with me. I swear, I'm more so laid back part. If people be like, you from New York? So laid back. Oh, yeah.
You still got the accent, so I can tell you from New York, but yeah, you definitely laid back. You're not like not a lot. I don't know too many New York people, but a couple New York people, they gonna let you know they from New York and
for sure.
No, they're from New York. It's like oozing out of them, but yeah.
Exactly.
But it's dope that you show love to, you know, different regions, because I feel like, you know, a lot of people look at New York as like that's the mecca of hip hop, which it is. It definitely is. But there's so many other regions in the U.S. that have different sounds that have helped, you know, move the movement of hip hop and added to the history of hip hop. So I like that you like you know, the different backgrounds of each region is really dope. Okay, so you dropped your EP at the end of the year. What are some of your artistic goals for 2021?
Oh man, really trying to, I will be flexing my directing skills.
Okay.
I did a little bit of it, you know, with the videos that I put out last year. And everything I put out, I am like the creative director behind. I come up with the treatments and stuff, and you know, and I'm kind of like gearing whoever I get to shoot it, whether it's my boy James that's in Rhode Island or my boy KD that's out here in Atlanta. I kind of direct them. But I come up with the treatments and everything like that. So this year, I have 4 videos locked and loaded in the chamber that I'm ready to shoot for this project. Black Butter was already one. Well,
I love that one.
Thank you. So that was one, and then so the next one will be Interview. So that's like a Eargazmic exclusive, So that's coming soon. And then busting out some features. I got some stuff I'm working on. My little cousin, she's out here. She's from New York. She sings, so I'm helping her with her project. And just doing a little bit, of my stuff and just kind of seeing where I want to go with the sound. Like I said, I'm gonna tap that house music. So you're gonna hear some stuff.
That's what's up. Definitely. So you've been doing this for quite some time now. Because I like to ask artists who have been at their craft for a while, what keeps you going and what keeps you motivated? Especially during these times, like, we can't do a lot of the things that we normally have done before COVID and everything. What keeps you motivated and what keeps you going and what keeps your eye on the prize?
So I'll say the inspiration that I give people, like, I have a friend, my homie, Sunny Mai, she was on Passenger. She had sent me a text and she was like, man, like, you inspire me. I love your drive. My homegirl, Trish, my boy, Nick, and my boy, Will, they just really hit me when I dropped this project with some deep text messages. And I'm not the one to really like post the messages and stuff. But I was like, man, that really like just gave me that extra charge, in my battery, my back to like keep going. And then also when I think about people like Nipsey, God rest his soul, Dom, Currency, these are guys that kind of been at it for a while and they kind of took the opposite route of, what a typical artist in the industry would take and show that it can be done and you can be successful, and you don't really have to mingle in that world if you don't really want to or if you don't even fit. So that's what kind of keep me going. I pay attention to those dudes. And then I also just pay attention to the people that I have around me that they just tell me, bro, you inspire me. Like you keep me going with this and not even knowing, it's like they inspire me. Same thing with you, like how you moving and stuff. You inspire me. So it's just I think that's the whole point of everything. We just try to inspire each other and kind of keep everybody, sharp,
Yeah, for sure. Thank you. You definitely inspired me too. Definitely listen to that EP at the end of the year, like, okay, like we gotta keep this going, we gotta keep it moving, gotta keep pushing, because it's gonna pay off eventually for sure.
Always does. Y'all got a lot of people caught up with the question ball. I started seeing it.
The question ball be a lot. Like, I be forgetting what's in here. For sure.
Sure.
I do. I actually need to make some new questions. You just reminded me I need to fix it. But before I get into the question bowl, I did have one more question I wanted to ask you. So if this was the 90s, I'm sorry. If this was the 90s, are you going for the East Coast or the West Coast?
Oh man, if it was 90s, I'm going for the East Coast or the West Coast. It's hard. I can't choose that. We was probably the only New Yorkers still bumping West Coast music at that time. Because my dad loved Snoop. Like he was like, I'm playing this. I don't care what y'all talking about. Like, but I don't know, man. No, man. That's hard. You can't. I gotta go both. I can't choose. During that time, Snoop, Dr. Dre, Tupac,
you had
Biggie, Mace, Nas. Like, how you gonna choose that? But that was some media shit, man.
It really was. It was some great music that came out of that, but it was sad that we lost two legends in that, but Hopefully we learn our lesson. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a good one. Oh, this is easy. This is not even gonna get you caught up. How often do you take time for yourself?
Ooh, I think I take too much time for myself. Yeah, I think I take too much time for myself. I'm always like, I take time to spend time with other people. Like I do that, you know. So I'm trying to find that balance of like, I go out and mingle with, you know, other people and, you know, call people and, you know, check up on people. Cause I'll be so much into my own world. That's probably like 70-30 to be honest.
Yeah, I feel you.
So
I'm trying to find the balance in taking time for myself because I be like here for everybody and I'm
you're here for everybody. So you probably like, yeah, so you probably 70-30,
yeah,
70 for everybody. Wow, man.
Yeah, it's bad. So I'm trying to learn the balance in between like, okay, y'all can call me, but I can't come running right now. It's me time. So I'm trying to find the balance in between the two. I thank you for joining me on this interview. We like to keep it short and sweet, but you know, it was a great interview. If you can do one thing, can you tell the people where they can find you, where they can find your music and everything else, so that we can have it in the video?
Yes. So Mr. Van Lowe everywhere, Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff. That's MRVANLOWE. Lefty Van Lowe on all platforms. I'm everywhere, like with it, YouTube, Apple Music, Spotify, you know, Bandcamp. I even see my stuff on Pandora and stuff. So it's all, I'm all over the place. Yeah, I'm all over the place, and you can find the whole discography. Sorry, we said.
Quick question. Well, can you tell me about your name? I totally forgot about that question. I really want to know.
Oh, so Lefty Van Lowe. Lefty has always been my childhood name because I played ball. So, and I'm left-hander.
Oh,
so that's always been that. And then Van Lowe comes from like an old like French. I had looked it up. There's like an old French word, and it means young wolf. And when I was a kid, I was so hairy. Well, baby, I was hairy, and my dad he used to call me a little wolf. Like when I was a little kid, he'd be like, "Yo, you're a little wolf," like all the time. So I was like, okay. So it's kind of like Lefty, and then you know, Van is like of or the, in those back in them terms. So it's like Lefty the young wolf. But I just like Lefty Van Lowe and how it flows, and it sounds very like a painter, like Vincent Van Gogh.
Yeah, it sounds like, very.
Yeah, right, exactly. It sounds like a painter or something like that, or somebody, you know. So I was like, all right, I could kind of flow with that. I paint pictures with my music, so art. So it's like that.
It's really in depth, you know. It has significance. It's sentimental. I like it. I love finding out rappers' names. It's always something. You never know what it means. It's hilarious.
Yep, I think it's smooth. I think it rolls off the tongue nice, and it matches my music. Like Lefty Van Lowe is like, you expect to get some groovy, smooth shit.
Yes, like you listen to that new Lefty Van Lowe. Hey,
you feel me? You feel me?
Yes. I feel you. That's what's up.
Real quick. I told Dom what my name was. And he said, that's a good name. He said, that's a great name.
Nice.
When I had met him at World on Wheels. So
I remember that picture. Okay.
Yep.
That's what's up. Yes, I love the name. I love the meaning behind it. That's dope.
Thank you.
That's what's up. But yes, y'all, check out Mr. Lefty Van Lowe. Listen to his music. Tap in with him. He is dope. Go stream. Keep Your Drive now. It's on all platforms. So you don't have no excuses as to why you ain't heard it yet. All right. So I'm Tyler Khimani. That's Lefty Van Lowe. And we are signing out.
On a few things. Been amused since JetBlue. You a dub like Wu-Tang. Not a dub like I don't fuck with you. In the A getting comfortable.